much, Maureen. Given the fact that I'm not from the East and I won't be boring, I would assume Mr. Krasnick I would have 20 minutes. It amazes the heck out of me that people are wondering about the negative effect on the economy of the involvement of Aboriginal people. You just spent $16,000 to come here. Your lawyer's billing $1,800 a day. Fisheries office is being paid $160,000. That's what you make, isn't it, Ron? Everybody's making a living off our backs. You've got to remember, if it wasn't for the land that we shared with you, you'd all still be homely, diseased, smelly white people on boats. You have to understand, and let's disabuse ourselves of the myth that somehow the countries that you were thrown out of threw you up because you were the best. Let's forget that. You came here because you couldn't make a living where you were. You came here because you were convicts. You came here because you were the lowest of the low. You came here because you had no place else to go. And what did we do? Well, we welcomed you. Stupid mistake. Really silly mistake. You know, we should have kicked your ass for 100 years. And we really should have. We should have killed you all for 100 years. And hopefully selective breeding might have produced some decent people that could have produced a nation that could have led us out of this morass in which we presently find ourselves. The reality is, you came, we welcomed you, you took advantage, we end up losing. So what's the Sparrow Decision all about? Well, you gave us some rules. You provided us with an opportunity and a playing field upon which we assumed we could play. And then we kicked your ass. And we'll continue to kick your ass in your court system unless we resort to a situation that is more important, far, far more able to accommodate your needs and aspirations and our needs and aspirations. A system of negotiation where people look each other in the eye, sit down in a fair and honest manner and start to talk to each other about what our rights are and what our future is, and how you and I are going to relate to each other in a manner that does not preclude the interest of anybody within the group. See, that's a much better way to do it. But what do? Let's line the pockets of lawyers with thousands and thousands of dollars. There are more lawyers here than cockroaches in a lousy restaurant. There's not much difference. A hell of a lot of difference. Lawyers breed off the suffering of decaying flesh. Civilizations that are dying. And I'm afraid that the mass presence of lawyers in this and other meetings, in the constitutional process, in the court cases, and all over the important issues that we have to talk about is an indication that we are decaying. Our civilization is decaying. Nero is playing and we can't hear him. Hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent by Indians attempting to enforce their rights through a white man's legal system. And Maureen, with all due respect, it's a white man's legal system. And it's a pleasure to me that, we finally have a dean. You must be the first one, aren't you? The second one. Tokenism is rampant in the land. The reality is that the response of society to the interests of people who do not happen to be in a power position very often is simply to create token positions for them. We now have the Dean of the University of Victoria Law School, Maureen, who happens to be a woman. It's about time some breath of fresh air was brought into the breeding ground of cockroaches. I want to thank, first of all, the people from South Island, the Salish people, whose land this belongs to. You know, the people who have been here for 20,000 years. I want to thank you for the opportunity, not only to be here today, but to have gone to university here, to have shared with you and others common relationships about how we develop, to have learned with you exactly what it is your relationship to the land is, your desires in regard to your children, the expectations about how we can all succeed and develop this. And where do the white people put the legislative buildings? It's over here on stolen land. It's no surprise to me, given the illegitimacy of most of the activities in that building, that the land should be stolen. But I'll tell you one thing that does surprise the heck out of me is that notwithstanding the onslaught of 150 years of intrusion by non-Indians on their culture, the Aboriginal people in South Island still have it. They're still strong. They still speak their language. They still have a relationship to the land. They still understand who and what they are and what their place is in the universe, unfettered by a lot of the crap and imposition that seems to be implicit in any kind of relationship with white people. And you know that's really what it's all about.